What's up? Welcome into your Daily Buckeye Blitz for a Monday. Oh, Monday, Monday. The moms and papas. So good to me. July 17, 2023. I'm your man with a plan, Joe from the Buckeye Cast, bringing it to you. Hope you joined us last night, Sunday night, for the daily or for the TBC Weekly. Got so many shows, I can't keep them all freaking straight, but hopefully you enjoyed the rousing debate. Anyway, appreciate everybody joining me. Hey, don't forget, hit subscribe, please. We will be doing the rush hour today at 4:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 to 5 p.m. right here, YouTube Live. So subscribe and get notified. Today we're talking recruiting, 2024 class. As we know, a lot of hot and heavy action going on here. Dudes making decisions, discussing things, dudes getting paid. I hate to say it, and I don't want to make this an NIL show, but this is determining where these kids are going, especially some of the high quality talent. So anyway, let's get into the commitment tracker 2024 recruiting update here. So to give you a little bit of calendar schedule of what's going on, the dead period does end July 24th. It's just a week-long break in the dead period. So kids can visit that last week of July, this last week of July. They can take unofficials, no official visits. They can take unofficials on their own dime, or maybe they're getting paid for at some schools, or maybe you're getting paid to just show up. Anyway, July 25th to July 31st, people can do unofficial visits. Buckeyes are doing a recruiting event, most likely on July 28th. We're waiting for details on that one to understand exactly what's happening. Most likely, they're going to try and get the current commits to come in and do some peer-to-peer recruiting, because that's really how the Buckeyes have formed this class. The 2024 commits are recruiting their asses off for Ohio State, and they're picking out dudes that they want to play with. Obviously, 4- and 5-star dudes, the coaches are directing them somewhat, but they are going hard after these guys, the big dudes like Edric Houston, KJ Bolden, Aaron Scott, of course. So, and the rest. So this peer-to-peer recruiting is probably the most effective way to recruit kids, because they're getting the spiel about the coach or about the school from the coach, but then to hear it from somebody that's already in the virtually signed and sealed, to hear it from them, somebody their age, probably resonates a little bit more. So just wanted to shout out the 2024 commits. So let's talk about guys that we lost recently that committed to other schools. 4-star wide receiver Elijah Moore to Florida State. We know that. The 3-star O-lineman Daniel Cruz to Texas. We know that. 4-star DN Darian Mayo to Clemson. 4-star DN Marquise Lightfoot to Miami. We'll see for how long. 3-star linebacker Nicholas Rodriguez to Missouri. 4-star safety Jordan Johnson Rubel to Texas. 4-star corner Xavier Brown to Alabama. The 5-star athlete Josiah Jojo Trader committed to Miami on this past Thursday in kind of a surprise move there. Long way to go though for Jojo. And that, I know that rhymes, but it just works out that way sometimes when you're a wordsmith. Anyway, a long way to December for anyone recruiting guys like him, specifically South Florida guys. It's way too early to freak out about. You got 5 more months of this shit. So before signing day, and who knows, he could push it to February to make a final decision. And then the 4-star D tackle Jaden Jackson committed to Oklahoma on Thursday as well. So on to the next one. No major loss there. So let's talk upcoming announcement dates. I know we've talked about this before, but we have constantly new people coming into the show, popping in. So I want to share this stuff. People that have heard it before, stick with me. Maybe I'll make you laugh here or there. I don't feel any burps coming on today, so that's unfortunate, but maybe I'll do something else. Anyway, I will keep my clothes on. I promise you that. So no fear. You don't have to watch between your fingers. All right, let's talk 4-star linebacker Edwin Spillman. His brother plays for Tennessee. He's a freshman there right now. He's from Tennessee. He has a decision date of July 21st, so coming up here in just a few days. He's still considering Tennessee and Ohio State. I think this is a virtual Tennessee lock, hard lean, however you want to word it. So moving on, 4-star corner, Corian Gibson. He has a July 22nd date. Supposedly this is down to Clemson, Ohio State, and Texas, but I give Clemson an edge here. He's gotten a few crystal balls to Clemson. So I thought he was a Texas guy, honestly, early on, but Clemson came in, swooped in. Next up, 4-star linebacker Kingston Viliamu-Asa has a decision date of July 23rd. He is still considering Ohio State, USC, maybe Notre Dame, a distant third, I'll say. What I want to say about this guy, though, is and I posted this here on the YouTube channel in the community tab, which anybody can visit. Anybody can see it. Photos of him wearing Ohio State gloves at multiple, I don't know if they're 7-on-7s or if I think they're 7-on-7s out in the LA area. And he's not a game player. You know, he's not a guy that's trying to enjoy the process or, get a big bag, have schools and collectives, bargaining for him. He's not that guy. So him wearing Ohio State gloves means a lot to me. He hasn't been seen wearing any other gloves or any other school paraphernalia. So I give the Buckeyes the edge here for Kingston Viliamu-Asa. Next up, 4-star corner Aaron Scott, still down to Ohio State, Michigan. And I don't know if you can rule out Oregon necessarily. That might be the third wheel here. But decision date of July 30th, which is, again, his dad's birthday. We've talked about that ad nauseum. Next up, 5-star safety KJ Bolden, down to Bama, Florida State supposedly, the Buckeyes, and Georgia. Auburn, I do not even consider in the race. So he has a decision date of August 5th. The Buckeye staff has said that they're more concerned with Bama than Georgia. So even though he has like 4 crystal balls to Georgia on 24/7, I don't know if that matters, I imagine NIL has to enter into this at some point, but I don't think it's the determining factor. Next up, 5-star D lineman Edric Houston, teammate of KJ Bolden. He has an August 22nd decision date as of right now. Still considering Ohio State. USC supposedly has made a push. I don't believe that. Georgia, Clemson, maybe Bama a little bit. But so he is thinking about taking a visit the last week of July to Ohio State. So that would be huge to keep him, get him in Columbus. Don't let him venture to other schools. So, and just to make him and his family comfortable with Columbus again. So recruits that haven't set a date yet, as of right now, 4-star receiver Jeremiah McClellan. He's flirting with Oregon. So this one could get dragged out. 5-star DN Dylan Stewart has crystal balls to Ohio State, but and he gave his silent. I'm hearing that he gave a silent commitment to Ohio State on his visit back in June, and he hasn't come off of that at all. At least he hasn't told the coaches that. So the Buckeyes are competitive in the NIL area. So this is probably going to be an early August announcement. So probably right around the time KJ Bolden announces, we could get a hell of a week right there if we can get the 2 5-stars. So next up, 5-star corner Kobe Black. He has visits scheduled for the fall. So probably no decision coming anytime soon for Kobe Black. But he's not visiting Ohio State. He doesn't have one scheduled yet. He's visiting Bama, LSU, Texas A&M, has a crystal ball to Texas, but he doesn't have an official schedule to them. So we'll see what happens there. 5-star tackle Brandon Baker from Mater Dei. He's kind of unpredictable. He's another one that's flirting with Oregon. Also, you got USC right there in the backyard. So not real sure where this one's going to go. 5-star tackle Gerby Lambert is a strong Notre Dame lean. Again, these are all guys that don't have a decision date set. 4-star D lineman Dominic McKinley is a strong LSU lean. And then 5-star D lineman Aiden Breland is a real long shot for the Buckeyes. I have him as an Oregon lean there. So he's from Mater Dei as well. So a couple guys I want to mention here. Well, really just one, as far as he has not scheduled any official visits yet, and that's the 4-star edge / linebacker Booker Pickett. He's a real option for the Buckeyes. This is real. I'm feeling more and more strongly about him being a Buckeye than I was a few weeks ago. He said he will schedule a visit for the fall to Columbus, and he did visit back in April. He's visited twice back in 2022 in the spring. I'm going to talk a little bit about him. He was named a Max Prep Junior All-American last year. In his 22 season, he had 56 tackles, 30 sacks in one season, and 16 TFLs. He had an awesome quote here. He said, "I'm an edge rusher that can get to the quarterback from wherever I line up. My job is to get after the quarterback and take him down." Hell yes. I liked it. I like this kid. His uncle, of course, is former Buckeye great Ryan Pickett. Played 14. I forgot that he played 14 years in the NFL. Was a first-round draft pick by the Rams. Completely forgot that. But and a side note, his younger brother is a 2025 5-star safety. So, yeah, get in good with the fam. Who else here? Possible flips. I don't really have anybody new here, but I will say Marquise Lightfoot is going to continue to get recruited by Larry Johnson. Larry Johnson told him as much even after the decision. So what happens if the Canes do what Canes do and maybe go 6-6 this year? Does he, pop in the portal? So that's why you keep these relationships going and keep them positive, and you never know what can pop after a shitty season. So don't forget, he committed to the Ohio State staff and Coach Johnson on Sunday of his official visit. Then everything was hunky-dory until the morning of his announcement, when bags started getting thrown back and forth. So another dude, Nigel Smith, the 4-star D-end out of Texas, 6'5", 260. He's a high 4-star, 9'5", 8'5", number 11 D-end in the class. He's got a decision date of September 8th and has an official visit scheduled to Texas. So I don't know if the Buckeyes can get him on campus for an official during the season, maybe that week 1. I don't know. We'll see what we can do, but that's not a lock in my opinion. And we talked about JoJo Trader, committed last Thursday. So, again, still early. I think he's a flip candidate for sure, especially if the Buckeyes really go after him hard if we don't get Jeremiah McClellan in this class. So keep those guys in mind. Let's do a quick game of Buckeye or not, I like to call it. I'm going to run through a couple names here and tell you whether or not they're in the class. Brandon Baker, I got him not in the class. Gerby Lambert, not in the class. Jeremiah McClellan, Buckeye. Dylan Stewart, Buckeye. Edwin Spellman, not a Buckeye. KVA, Kingston Viliamuasa, Buckeye. Aaron Scott, Buckeye. KJ Bolden, Buckeye. Edric Houston, Buckeye. And that's it. Hit me in the comments if you want my take on anybody else that I didn't touch on there, but that's how I see it right now. So things are very fluid, as you know. That's what she said. There's no time. Well, there is a little bit. But all right. Appreciate you guys. Talk to you tomorrow. Go Bucks.